We have no score in the Western Border League Grand Final. We'll be playing about 6 or 7 minutes. Kick off the ground. Renato Prosperi Porta brings up the first one for the Demons, and that was against the flow of play. Hamilton had most of the attack. At the square for Hamilton, they lose control. Gafer coming off the ball. Harris, look out if he gets within range. This bloke into the open goal goes Harris, and there is the second goal on the board for South Gambier. Kicked by Kevin Harris, the veteran. Totally goals. Ahern's unsettled and will get a free kick. Glynn can't believe it, but Johnny Ahern put on a bit of an act. There was enough in it, I thought so. Got front position, and the umpire's always going to favour that, David.
Johnny Ahern should kick his first goal here, Jim, although right at this very moment the conditions are not real good with swirly conditions and rain. But Johnny Ahern, the captain coach of the Hamilton Football Club, about 25 metres out directly in front, and he should kick this goal and put Hamilton's first goal on the board for the 1994 Grand Final. Ahern staggers his way in, kicks off the boot, looks okay. It's all clear for one goal, and Hamilton get their first goal here in the 1994 Western Border Grand Final at Vansittart Park, and one that they've been really waiting for a long time for, Jim.
Yes, they worked hard to get it. The breeze is going their way, as we've said. In fact, I look at the flag as Lee Capewell comes back on for the Demons, and I think he's just waiting for recognition from the field umpires. Position out of working hard, Salmon in with him. Harris comes back to Prosperi Porta. Second goal, Renato, and Renato Prosperi Porta puts his second on the board. It is all clear, don't worry about that. That's a goal to South Gambier. Darren Van Zetter, as he backed up, got his kick in, but sitting behind Lee Capewell, and a very good mark under pressure from Trevor Russell, and immediately plays on. 10, 20, 30 yards goes Big Leroy. He'll run to the 50-metre defensive line. Over the top to O'Donnell. Watch him run with the footy. Off goes Patrick. 2 bounces. Tries to get around Debate and does it very nicely. In fact, it wasn't. It was Hoof. Big kick towards half forward. Prosperi Porta in front. Ball comes loose this time to Richard Attawell.
He's too far back, however. The ball hits the ground now. Attawell's in there fighting hard for the ball, but the siren beats Prosperi Porta again. And we have here at quarter time in the 1994 Western Border Grand Final, South Gambier 4-1, leading Hamilton 1-3.
Goal on the board, and we go towards the 25-minute mark of this second term of Grand Final 94. Stevens has grabbed and tackled well that time by Mark Winterfield. Players go in, defensive stuff. Free kick given to Hamilton, and it might be Johnny Ahern, the big man, the captain coach. In fact, it's not. It's Trevor Russell, the veteran, who played in their last Grand Final winning side in 1981. That was the Grand Final replay.
13 kicks to Shotty Stevens too, Jim, so he's fought back really well.
A lovely kick from Trevor Russell too, David, and that's the second one for the Maggies. They go a little far out, I think, for Robbie. Moves in, starts with a big screwy. Did I say a little far out? You have got no idea what a kick that was. That is a heavy, wet ball. And
have a look at the 20 players.
Go to Robbie
Every
Elliott.
single player, Jim, has come to the middle of the ground, and Robbie Elliott punched the air with both hands there. Only a player of the calibre of Elliott could do that with a wet ball, because the player wasn't ready for it there in Hamilton, so they're going to be lucky to get it away. Great tackle there by Scanlon as the half-time siren goes here at Vansittart Park in the 1994 Western Border Grand Final. South Gambier 6-6, leading Hamilton 2-3.
Hamilton defenders need to come forward. McGinley did well. Clever play, Telford. Tapped it into the path of Prosperi Porta. Beautiful tackle on him, who did very well in defence. That time was Gafer. Here's a chance, Elliott. Got the hand past Sims. Sims fed it off beautifully. The Demons work at the Telford. Telford will kick on right foot. McDonald ran onto that superbly.
Yes. Not only that, Jim, what good...
Again, another lad who puts in a lot of time in the weight room in the off-season. Tremendous pace naturally. And what a beautiful kick off the boot. Tremendous kick from Patrick O'Donnell against the breeze. His father coached the Premiership side, I think, back in '74, and he's probably going to play in one this afternoon, 20 years later, David Case. Hand passed on towards Salmon. Off the ground, the kick that time could be on the full, and it will be a South Gambier ball. South Gambier to bring it back. And a movement pretty well. Comes to ground. Players go on top. Mullen was down there. Prosperi Porta burrows in. Van Zetter breaks through the pack. Kick on the northern goal by Van Zetter is good.
Very good goal by Van Zetter. Read the ball beautifully, and he's the player. They've needed some crummers like that.
Yeah. Out of the centre come the Magpies. Grabbed that time was Struthers. Finally comes towards Attawell, whose kick was also smothered. Here's Robbie Elliott. What's the skill? Beautiful vision to Bates, and the side running player again. But Batesy, not good with the kick that time out on the full.
Richie Attawell, Jim, 10 kicks and 9 hand passes, 20 possession, and his work rate has just been absolutely phenomenal.
One of the many talented South runners. There's a big kick from Roger Bade. Goes back over half forward, runs into the forward pocket. Kruger can get back there, but he'll run out of space. Kept it in, I should say. Wonderful play, Kruger, over to Rourke, and that's a goal.
Well done. That is fantastic. That's the first really bit of play by South as Sims goes in against Hoof. Van Zetta tries to clear the ball. Mark Lane gets the ball out to the Ox Harris. These are the sort of goals Ox likes to kick. There's an open goal face, and Ox pops it through. It's either a goal or a free kick to Brenton Telford. But how many times have you seen the Ox Harris do that, Jim?
Well called, David Case.
Magnificent ball that time, Pat. The first mistake he's made for the day, I'd say. Van Zetta's got the ball, spins out of trouble, holding the ball.
And the South crowd love it.
And it's three-quarter time, Jim, here at Vansittart Park in the 1994 Grand Final, with South Gambier 9-6 leading Hamilton 4-8.
The kick from Salmon to really stitch up the Magpies is beautiful off the boot. He may have just missed to the left. No, he's got it through from the left. Beautiful kick out of Salmon. Fancy fumbles, rarely. And through they work it again, that time Kruger. One-handed that time went Jones. Finally Ahern. Will he kick a goal? Johnny Ahern offline, or did he kick it? I think he snaggled it.
Goal,
he did
Jim,
indeed. Yes. Johnny Ahern kicks his second. Hammond leading in the race for the ball. Gets it. Hand pass over the head is very well done to Frost. Frost chips away on that northern goal. Telford behind. In front that time. It's taken by Telford. And Telford read it beautifully off the pack before Gafer could get to him. And Brenton Telford, the dynamic little forward pocket. It's over it. Mark Dow's just letting it roll. Salmon's tackled. And there it is. Season 94 is at an end, and South Gambier are premiers in season 94. Final scoreline, 12-8, 80 to Hamilton the Magpies, 5-8, 38. So the Demons 80, the Hamilton Magpies 38, and they congratulate each other, the players. Commiserations to the Hamilton Magpies. Well done to Peter Sims Demons, and there's a shot of Peter Sims on screen. Pats on the back for the coach, and what a popular young man he is.
Very, very superior football side, this South Gambier Football Club, Jim. Just run through the goal kickers for South Gambier. Patrick O'Donnell got 2. Rat Prosby Porter got 2. Kevin Harris 2. And then we got the Dagger Harris 2. Salmon 1. Elliott 1. Frost 1. Salmon 1 and Attawell 1, Jim.
Okay, for Hamilton, David, I can tell you the goal kickers. The captain coach led the way, Johnny Ahern. He kicked there first. He got 2 today. 1 each to the following. Darren Van Zetta, Dion Rook, and 1 to Trevor Russell for the Magpies and their 5-8. The 7-goal victory as they gather and congratulate their team to the supporters of South Gambier. Some better players, David. First of all for Hamilton.
Well, I don't know what you thought. I thought Shotty Stevens was very good, Jim. I thought that he tried his heart out all day. I thought that Craig Jervis was very, very good also. I thought that he had a red-hot go and really put his body online. David Lowell, that was in and out of the game, bits and pieces, but didn't really have much influence on the game. Andrew Gill picked up a few possessions across the ground there. And McGinley, Jim, but their best players were fairly hard to find.
Okay, shots again of a very jubilant South Gambier huddle as they celebrate victory in 94. Just quickly, their best players, David.
Well, Jim, I thought Patrick O'Donnell was sensational. Him and Mick Ryan, we talked about other players that come into the game that cross the half-back line there, Matty Fear, and I reckon that those 3 players were absolutely nothing short of sensational.
Well, David Case, thank you for your support again in season 94. Good grand final call. The Demons will celebrate 94. Our thanks to Robin Reid, the production crew, and all the technical staff from Channel 8, bringing you to production on this Sunday afternoon. Been a great one for South Gambier, a great one for Western Border Footy against bad conditions. But for 94 from Vansittart Park, Jim Buckley signing off for Channel 8 Football.